Hey, what's going on, family? I have a pretty good one for you today. We're going to be doing some marinated steak skewers. Now, the previous video, I showed you how to break down a beef tenderloin. So we're going to take some of the meat from that tenderloin and make the skewers that I was talking about. So I do have my tenderloin here in a Ziploc bag. I'll let you see how thin we sliced it. So it's nice and thin. You can see here, I would say probably about 1/8 of an inch thick, give or take. So in my measuring cup here, I have about 2 tablespoons of what's that there sauce, or Worcestershire sauce. You know what I'm talking about. We're going to be using some low sodium soy. That's going to provide our salt along with the what's that there sauce. So I have about 1/2 cup of low sodium soy, and we're also going to be using some browning seasoning. Just about a teaspoon of that. So also, now this is optional, I have some pepper crunch sauce. This is called Culinary Crunch by Heinz 57, but there are other companies out there that make it. It's this a chili sauce essentially. It's got the chili flakes in it and the oil. So I'm going to put about a tablespoon of that in there. Now, if you didn't want it as spicy or whatnot, you definitely don't have to add as much, or you don't have to add any at all. And then in this bowl here, I have a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, light brown sugar, just to have a nice little, just a hint of sweet and caramelization on the meat. And we're going to go ahead and add that into our mix as well. Then you just want to give everything a stir. And we're going to put that over the top of the meat. What we're also going to do, I have some sliced red onion here. Now, if you don't want to add the red onion, you don't have to. The red onion is nice and potent and will add some nice flavor into that steak as well. So I'm just going to put a couple handfuls of red onion into our bag. Then we're going to go ahead and pour the marinade right over the steak. All right. We're going to close our bag up and just give it a nice shake. Then once we have it all in there, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get all the air out of here and just allow the steak to marinate. All right, there you have it. We're going to throw this in the fridge and let it sit for about an hour. Then when we come back, then we'll skewer it after the fact. See you guys back in a little. Guys, I just want to hop on really briefly, change of plans. Now the steak is still marinating and I'm still going to use that steak and grill it, but I'm not going to be doing skewers. I actually just happened to be going through the drawer and I remember that I had this grill pan here and I have some leftover dollar rolls that I'm going to be using that we have from dinner on Sunday. So what we're going to do, we're going to be making some steak sliders I'm going to grill them off on this grill pan. I'm going to toast up some of these buns, and instead we're going to be having some Filet Mignon steak sliders instead of skewers. So either way, it's still going to be fire. Just wanted to fill you guys in. We had to call an audible. Guys, so we've got our pan ripping hot here. And I'm also just going to put our rolls right there on the grate. So we're going to wait a little bit on those. But it's not going to take long for the steak to cook at all because it is thin. And we're just going to cook it to a nice little medium or whatnot. So all I want to do is take our steak and store it right here on this grill pan. All right, so while that's cooking, we're going to go ahead and get our little rolls on this side here, brown them up a little bit. We'll be eating in the next 5 minutes. Just about ready, guys. 2-3 minutes on each side, ready to pull, ready to eat. Now here's our marinated beef, our marinated filet, thin sliced, all ready to go. Now we're just going to build up a couple of these sliders, man, and chow down. Marinated to perfection. That flavor should be running all the way through that meat. Little onion, spice, sweet, heat, salt. Hey, all right, perfect. Now here's our marinated steak that we did. Smelling fantastic. We have a few little toasted dollar rolls here. So I just want to put a couple of those bad boys down. I'm going to add just a little bit of salad greens on each slider. Now you don't have to add the vegetables if you don't want to, but I like a little veggies on my steak sandwich. All right, little piece of tomato. Now we're gonna add our steak. All it takes is just a couple pieces per slider, a little bit of the onion on there. When I tell you this, my mouth is watering right now. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Now the skewers would have been good too, but I was like, man, I really could go for a steak sandwich. And I'm glad we did make that audible. Let's put the lids on top there. Let's look at those, y'all. Sheesh. There you have it. Quick and easy marinated steak sliders. Now you could have I could have easily used this as like marinated skewers like I wanted to. I could have put it over rice with some veggies and ate it that way. You can just eat it with nothing at all and just have you a low carb meal today. But we're doing sliders and I'm happy about it. Go ahead and get you a bite. All right, guys. God bless. Hope you enjoyed the video. Till the next time, we'll see you around.